Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity, another nightly roam. I always have to come into these about 4 or 5 minutes in, so it looks like we've already I'm not sure who got first blood. I'm going to assume that it's the purple team, so they're slightly up on gold. Looking at the people who ate the deaths, the people who scored the kills, looks like Ziggs is dead on the purple team. So I assume he was part of the first blood with the Uter, and then something turned around, he ended up getting killed and kind of compromised. Looks like Gangplank was the victim on the opposite end. In top lane, which can make it difficult if you're a little bit behind in top lane like that, although it looks like he's only about 7 CS behind, but that one kill can actually make a huge difference. I'll talk about that in a second. Blitzcrank looks like he got the kill on the opposite side, so let me go ahead and review the lanes really top. You have Gangplank, so it's almost a throwback to old style the meta top where you had Gangplank, and the reason he was a really good top is because he's durable, he can run out of ganks, he's got a bit of a heal, he can do sufficient damage and build fairly tanky fairly easily, but a lot of people just found that there are a lot of other top lanes that just flat out do better than him. It's really what it comes down to, although he can give passive support out of lanes, but this is going to be an extremely difficult situation for him because you can see Master of All playing Gangplank as Ghost Gangplank. He's level 2 going up against Redrawn, who is level 4 Uter, and Uter is extremely brutal in lane. First of all, he exchanges very well one-on-one, and otherwise it's just a terror. I guess I should talk about that after the game's actually going in. Gragas in mid lane, who I think is kind of an underplayed AP, I'll talk about him in a second. He's going up against Shezwani in mid lane, which I don't think I've ever seen in AP Shezwani. I think this is just because Ziggs either just died or got shoved out of lane, so she's probably the jungle. Yeah, it looks like that is so. Ziggs mid Phantom Lord is going to be, this is Topher B by the way, and Gragas 1-2-1, so probably definitely a specialist in Gragas. You also have Smithy, which I like, is Jungle Blitz. Haven't seen that in quite some time, which I'll talk about in a bit. He doesn't have amazingly fast clear times, but he is a very good ganker, and he really puts a lot of pressure on the side lanes. We'll see how that plays out. You have DoubleLift actually playing in the bottom corner. Great player. He's going to be playing Urgot. He's going up against Federal Agent. And then you have B-Teen and Mr. Fisher. So Soraka, Urgot, which basically the point of this is Soraka's just going to feed a ton of mana to DoubleLift, and DoubleLift is going to try to dominate the lane that way. And it looks like he is sitting just about even against Corki. He opened up Norn's Blade to be a little bit more aggressive to start. Really, he needs to be more aggressive to start in this bottom lane. And then you have Corki, who's an extremely strong carry, 80 carry range, and he's got Janna. And those shields actually can do a lot against Urgot in lane, so let's go ahead and play and watch the action unfold. So yeah, first of all, let me talk about this bottom lane. It's really important that Urgot gets a really strong early game. This is a little bit weaker as the game progresses, and really his strength is being able to deny and do a lot of damage in the lane. So we'll actually see, maybe even if Blitzcrank comes down and gives a little bit of help, even though bottom lane is one of those lanes that gets ganked a little bit less often. He has double buff, and it looks like he is doing a bit of wandering. Just as I say that, he is in fact wandering to bottom lane, asking for some pings. Janna backing off. Blitzcrank way ahead of both of them, not quite able to, well, okay, he does knock out Janna, but takes a lot of counter damage and able to pull her back, might be able to get DoubleLift to kill. DoubleLift lands that auto lock, whenever he hits that, he can just spam it. But Sejuani coming from the northern jungle, looks like Topher going to dive in, it's landing some slows, DoubleLift in a lot of trouble now. Blitz almost able to give a safe pull, but now he's almost going to die as well, able to sneak out with a flash. Shezwani pulling on turret! Might get a kill on Shezwani, he's going to die. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be 3 kills for only 1. Never mind, turn around flash, Federal going for it, gets a double kill. So it looks like it is going to be 3 for 2, and Midlord actually having to pull out Gragas. And that's actually nice for Midlord. Gragas, in the meantime, going to push that turret up. He is level 5, get a little bit of free CS. But overall, a positive exchange, going to go up 1 kill for the purple team, but a nice damage minimization both on the Blitzcrank with some clutch grabs. And that is the power of him, is that displacement power. Actually, it looks like blue team is basically a displacement team at large, because if you look at their team composition here, Gangplank obviously does not have a displacement effect. Looks like he's coming back from the jungle for reasons unknown and get a really good fucking extension. Just put on auto cam and say here's really good. Looks like it's going to switch to it automatically anyway. Gragas has his ultimate. You throw this barrel, do a huge amount of damage, and just toss it out there, do all sorts of knock people around sort of effects. Urgot has his ultimate, which gives him a lot of shield. Looks like he's going to engage against his Corki bottom lane. Soraka's not there to provide some of that passive armor support, and that is one advantage of Corki, is he's got that really strong escape, which makes him really hard to cope with the in lane. Looks like Ziggs sneaking down once again, that bottom lane. This is the problem with direct cam. This is where I want the action. DoubleLift is going to get taken out. I guess I'm just going to stick it to front cam anyway. So mid-lord, actually, this is the second time bot Gragas did ping quite a bit at bottom lane saying, hey, this isn't coming. It just didn't get the response there. Mr. Fisher continued to put pressure on this Soraka. So DoubleLift having a lot of trouble early. Gragas waiting for that Ziggs to come back along this corner. He's hoping Ziggs would take that top path, but Ziggs instead went back to get a ward and I think a Doran's ring right there on that purchase. Come back to mid lane, and he is actually now, as far as just flat build order, ahead of Gragas. He is sitting at 1-1-1. He got that assist. He's well below in CS, but he still should have good control of this lane. Shizwani nearby might want to go for a gank around that corner, but keep in mind, Blitz, this could turn into a really interesting situation because you have Blitz here as well, and honestly, any sort of exchanges, Blitz ends up being the superior factor. Also keep in mind, Gragas has his ult at this stage to do a lot of pull damage all over the place, and basically knock these guys right into turret and whatnot. So Blitz running from the corner, Shizwani has not shown herself. I don't think she really, well, no, looks like she's going to pop out of the gate. So not that she would want to pop out on this close to turret. So both going to return to jungle. Shizwani now moving north. Gangplank isolated up here. Looks like he's still down levels, done some poking. We were forcing him to shove up to turret. I think he might have even frozen this lane up here. Basically, I'll force the minions to attack him on turrets. So the minions never cross this boundary point. It looks like they're swinging back around. Gragas having still Shizwani really camping there. Blitzcrank trying to call him over so he can get this blue buff, so get that mana regeneration, some of those cooldowns on his spells. Bottom lane looks like Jan trying to, has purple warded, getting some damage, and actually DoubleLift might be able to get a kill against this Janna. Janna does not have her ult up. Corki trying to give some support, getting hit, going to the brush, does not help, and DoubleLift maybe going for a double kill here. But that's, again, the power of Corki. You can just get that distance extremely rapidly, but that is an additional kill that's going to help him get up. Big fight over blue buff here. Shizwani running in with Ziggs, calling Gangplank to come down. It looks like Gangplank is not getting support. Uter instead right there. Bottom lane saying, well, okay, go ahead and just pinging around saying, hey, can you help us out here? And it's like, nope, man. At bottom lane, not going to swing around for this. Master of Law just trying to farm what he can in the top lane. In the meantime, really would have behooved him to actually swing down and follow because I don't think he got a ton of additional farm. And giving blue buff, your blue buff to the opposite team not helpful. I think what he was calling for actually there was saying, okay, look, hey, they're up here at our blue buff, go ahead and take their blue buff. But Ziggs, extremely long distance ults. They have a fresh Corki, well, relatively fresh Corki. I think he's taking some damage in. And Janna going up the lane. They would have seen the ward coming in, and that could have been a bad situation. Overall, I don't think there was a teleport in the opposite end, but between that ultimate, if you got position, you might have done some damage. So I think that's why they didn't go for the counter grab at blue, although it would have been helpful for DoubleLift now trying to pull out Shizwani, moving over to blue buff herself. She's going to take that forward herself, and it looks like Gangplank sneaking in, going to ward as he goes, and is coming right back into lane. Is well behind this Uter though, and you can just go ahead and look at the minion kill count. Just 41, it looks like, to 60 now, which is a significant difference, really down to well ahead of the field. Nice gank here. Blitz coming in, was able to get the knockup, and Ziggs looks like he's trying to get out, bolting on top of himself to try to get the Blitzcrank kill. Is not able to do it. Looks like Gragas getting a bit of a stun there, but he's going to be able to sneak back out. Nice kill by DoubleLift over that turret as well. And because of that pressure, and really what happened there is just because of that pressure that happened in the middle, because Ziggs was having such a hard time on that mid gank, that essentially gave the signal to DoubleLift, the Federal Agent on the battle lane, is, yeah, you can go ahead and be aggressive, because he has to, and that's the nice thing about having a mid lane gank. And knowing it's coming, because if you have the advantage, if you're the one creating the pressure, that means the opposite jungle has to make decisions like, do I support my mid lane? You could just almost see the decision on Shizwani's face in that sort of conflict. She's saying, okay, well, do I support right? Well, actually, no, I can't. Was just standing there, blue buff, while bottom lane was actually getting taken out. Wasn't able there to support blue buff, or I'm sorry, the bottom lane instead, so he's not able to save a kill. Both ended up dying, and Shizwani ended up losing some time, really, just kind of standing there in the jungle. Really what it came down to. So, nice play, I say, all around by blue. They actually have taken the lead, both in gold and kills overall. Those two things tend to be related. In the meantime, Gangplank's done a good job of at least not dying and doing some optimization. Actually ulting there against the Uter for reasons unknown. So trying to push that turret up. He's definitely not going to... I'm kind of curious about that ult, really, altogether. Looks like he's going to get taken out by this Shizwani to engage, and now he's going to have to get out of there. But that's the problem with Shizwani. When she attacks, she's slow, so instant death, knowing that ult was down. Ziggs looks like he was moving up. He did not even move up to support that, and I have no idea what that Gangplank was doing. He was just suiciding, basically, into that Uter, and I don't know what the logic was there. To be completely and utterly honest, it looks like Gragas sneaking in He's going to go for a gank from around the top end of the turret, and it looks like it is going to be a 4-man gank. They know Shizwani has 3 calls in the top side of the jungle, so what they're basically doing is trying to gank this bottom lane and open up a dragon kill. Very intelligent on Corki's part. Corki's like, oh, I know what you guys are up to. You saw Shizwani up there, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire into this brush, force you back. See, you didn't even have a ward there. Well, actually, nope, they did not have a ward in that area, but they knew just by the positioning and just through the intelligent play, okay, this is what's going to happen here. They're going to try to open up the dragon kill after Shizwani ganked top and was successful, obviously. So I'm just going to go ahead and tag against that. Nice, clever play. Grag is swinging around against the Zig. Zig's looking to engage Blitzcrank. And they're going to make another attempt at it, actually. Grag is going all the way back around. Shizwani is there on that bottom lane. I think they have it ward seeing, but it's going to turn on to a 4-on-4 situation. The question now is the positioning that Gragas is able to achieve, but unfortunately I don't think Gragas realizes he's in fact been spotted. He needs to flee or get this kill instantaneously. It looks like he's going to just jump, try to dive on that Corki. Not able to. Summoner heal though. Sorry, the ultimate from Soraka to give a heal across that area as a group. The Janna being forced all the way around. And basically these three applying pressure, forcing Janna all the way around, is going to allow Gragas to sneak back out. And looks like Zig's just going to try to poke at him as he's trying to retreat back. So nice save there, really in the bottom team, forcing kind of positional advantage, I'd say, forcing Janna back up and around. Otherwise, especially if Janna was able to get a couple of knockups or something like that, that would have been game. In the meantime, Zig's out of mana. He's going to head back to base, buy a ward himself just because of all this movement that this Gragas is doing. Once again, shoving up mid lane. He's spending a lot of time out of lane that can actually end up detrimenting him. Well, if your opponent's out of lane, so he knows he has the free opportunity to do so because Ziggs is back at base. Looks like Blitzcrank moving his way north as well. And top lane, like I was saying, Voodoo very strong, and this is part of the reason Gangplank has fallen out of the meta. He's having an extremely difficult time up here, as 2 deaths, is well behind in the creep kills count, and somewhat behind in his build overall. Looks like Janna trying to defend against this Corki top lane. He's able. One nice thing about the Janna just sitting in lane versus other supports, you can throw that shield on that turret, keep it alive, take some free damage. It's also what makes her a really good support in general, so she can apply that shield. And it looks like it's going to be another double gank situation in middle. Shizwani diving in. He's going to be able to stun that Blitzcrank a little bit. Let's see if he goes for the knockup. No, looks like he's saving it. Just doing a little bit of damage here and there. And Ziggs just pounding out the damage now. Looks like he's already got Amplifying Tome, 2 Thorns Rings, and his Sorcerer's Boots. He's Gragas on the opposite side. He's running that Blasting Wand. Now you have that ward right there. He's going to see them both. Shizwani 3 to take for red. In this northern corner, they're going to grab blue. Keep in mind, there's I should have looked at the timer right there. Instead of keeping an eye on the timer time, I think it was 2 minutes off. So 2 minutes before we're going to see blue buff on the opposite end be taken for Ziggs. So you'll see if Blitzcrank actually uses his opportunity to swing around. And really this is a good opportunity for DoubleLift, although he does not have his support Soraka there, which is allowing Corki to get some free damage done. If they press aggressively bottom lane to open up maybe a blue buff gank opportunity. Oh no, it looks like actually Janna and Corki moving back right at, yeah, there it is, right as the blue buff comes up. And I think this is going to open up, but Blitzcrank actually went back to spawn. I'm wondering if they just didn't have it on timer. No, there it is. They ping, they realizes it. I think it's just a half second, maybe 20 seconds too late though, because as you can see, while they ping, while they realize, oh hey, maybe we can make a play at the blue buff, everyone's gathering around it. And now they're in a nice defensive situation to cope with it. Gangplank noting that in fact Hooter is missing, and it looks like it's a 5-man group mid. They're all going for a gank middle on Gragas. They're going to try to open up a dragon fight for themselves. All the lanes missing. Very nervous. Got to be a nervous situation for these two. Soraka getting chased up. Soraka most certainly going to die. Nice ult, actually! I take it back. I thought that was going to be a kill, but gets out, and that's the power of Gragas right there. The turnaround, you might get a kill out of it. Trying to do some knockup. Ignite catches him. Great play there from Gragas. Now starting to work on 2 of her, but Uter out of nowhere underneath. Shizwani trying to do some of that stop damage as well. Soraka trying to get focused here. Smithy again with that cooldowns. He's not a real priority target. He's really, as soon as he uses his knockup in that hole, he's expended. He's going to die in that fight. Janna taking some significant damage. She's going to be forced out. In the meantime, Gangplank is trying to do as much damage to this top turret as possible. He needs to be careful, though, because Uter does have a level up on him. He is starting to swing in from behind. He has that Sheen, as well as a Frozen Mallet as well. He's just basically got more build that he can work with, so if he really wanted to engage and do a hefty amount of damage, he probably could have there. Looks like instead he's just going to opt to save that turret. Bottom lane, in the meantime, has been completely forced out. DoubleLift working, he's going to be able to take that turret. He's now killing it. That'll open up Dragon for them. because again, if you don't have that turret support on bottom, you will first of all lose a lot of vision. You also lose a bit of positioning across this area of the jungle. As you can see, it is not warded at all by the purple team. Purple team actually not doing a very good job of warding the southern area of the jungle at all. Looks like Soraka did manage to. Part of that might just be because of this Oracles. She was able to sly out with that Oracles for quite some time. Moving up the middle, was able to clear the. She's doing a great job of war control. Purple team now noting, okay, this. We got to start defending Dragon. We need to be in position for it. Ward right on top of that Shizwani. Double lift acting sly, but it looks like Topher not going to fall for it. They're dropping a ward of their own. Let's see if Soraka's going to go up. Yeah, she's going to take it out. So a lot of vision control. Uter took out top turret. Gangplank now. It is a 5-on-4 situation in the southern area. And that allows the Uter to take it out, so he's going to be able to get a little bit of visual goal. Let's see Blitzcrank going for an ult. Nice job pulling Dragon's sliver out. Again, they don't have vision, so they can't really see what the damage that Dragon's out. Trying to engage, not being able to get it done. Ult on Janet to pull her out. Double lift now in the middle of the action. Trying to do what he can. It looks like a nice Gangplank ult from that corner, and wow. Double lift managing to take out Ziggs, continuing to put on that pressure. Corki getting focused and pushed out of that fight. Janet gonna die, and she's trying to hold back in. Federal Agent in isolation down there with Master Law. Master Law over the edge with the Q gets the double kill. That'll definitely help him along his build. Unfortunately, it looks like DoubleLift managed to get himself taken out because he was in the middle of all that fight. But 3 for 2 plus Dragon. Great job on blue team. Top lane is pushing in a little bit, but honestly, they can afford to do that. But now we're transitioning into that mid-arena of the match where the AP carry really needs to start carrying the team, and also where the AD carry starts being a little bit more influential. Corki, very interesting. This is usually you'll see Corki's open up with a Frozen Mallet. Is Corki opting instead? Maybe this is just his off AD champion. Instead, opting for a BF sword, cloth armor, 2 Doran's blades, and boots. I'm wondering if he's just been. I'm wondering if he's been forced back more than he wanted. He's way behind DoubleLift as far as DoubleLift's item. DoubleLift actually going kind of interesting for Urgot, going Reverie, going more of that tanky build. He's already got his mana immune, which makes him do a lot of damage. And that's the power of Urgot. He can do a lot of that force damage in lane. However, the longer the game progresses, the more that Corki will start being more useful in theory than that Urgot. We'll see though, DoubleLift is a very skilled player. In the meantime, just looking across the field, you've got Peter, who actually is not built Ultra Tank. He does have the mount, he does have Ninja Tabby, but otherwise it looks like he's going straight to Trinity. So he's looking to be a major damage source for his team, which is going to be difficult against this team. Because again, this is a heavy displacement team. And unfortunately, Uter as a champion is a very linear approach champion. He uses Bear Stance, which gives him a lot of speed. He just dashes right at his opponents. And unfortunately, when you're dashing right at your opponents in a direct straight line, it's hard to get a lot accomplished. But when they can knock you out of the way, when say they're probably not going to call them Blitzcrank, but they can knock you up, they can slow you down. That would be the role of Gangplank here. Is on hit effects. Gangplank, in the meantime, has his Hex Drinker, so building more against Ziggs, who's the main damage. Because basically, probably making a conscious decision to do that earlier, just based on the way the lanes are going, knowing that Corki is a little bit more is behind in his build, and the Ziggs was actually doing better overall. This is just comparative, even though Ziggs is 1-4, actually going to Kage fucking pick to try to catch up. It's actually an interesting decision, maybe working towards Deathfire Graph. Usually that's the first item you'll see them build. And I'm assuming that is in response to Urgot more than anything, building health. So see how that goes overall. In the meantime, yeah, it looks like they're just going to try to play a little bit of control, moving around blue. They're going to give blue buff. Actually trying to call Ziggs over to get blue buff, but Ziggs being a little bit slow on it. And he's going to get ulted, so one, they're going to probably maybe lose blue buff. Oh man, Ziggs trying to dodge, not going to happen though. Bragg is able to get the kill. Blue team actually in a fantastic position now, because their fed player is Uter, and again, I don't think Uter has a lot he can do against this team. Another kill right there, DoubleLift, scoring another death. And I gotta say, this is fantastic support play. I want to call out Federal Agent here. He has been so on top of the wards. You just look at the ward coverage comparatively, and just the oracles that have been available on the field. He's done a great job. Great pull. Again, that ward placement being fantastic there. The reason that was there was because of that ward Gangplank moves. Uter doing a nice job of trying to isolate against those two underneath. Gangplank still trying to hold what he can there. Corki running up. He's just unloading damage on that Blitzcrank, but he needs to be careful with that Gragas in that close position. It's kind of an odd fight, yeah. Gragas trying to pin, trying not to get stunned by Uter at the same time, though. And I'm not sure Smithy really wanted to do a pull at that stage. Gragas flipping over. You can see they're going to be forced to go back. This might open up a take on mid-turret. I don't think Gragas can really hold this. Particularly if DoubleLift decides to swing up, and it looks like he is attacking the boot. So at this stage, yeah, just doing a ton of damage. Just happy to take what hits he can. Looks like Gragas already sitting on his death cap. Got a ton of AP comparatively. His Splash is coming back in a second. We'll see if he decides to get more aggressive as a result. And Janna finally getting her oracles and starting to go around, ward herself, and clear out wards at basically the 20-minute mark. So map control has been, vision control essentially, has been completely in Blue's team's favor this entire time, and it's really shown from top down. And I think that's why they are almost definitively why they are ahead. Top turret down, mid turret down, top turret being pushed back a little bit. Looks like Shazwani just going to go ahead and take top and probably farm right there and swing back around. A lot of people returning DoubleLift, sitting pretty on that mana moon again. He has that Reverie actually going Ionian Boots to get that cooldown reduction so he can cast those spells again. Urgot is kind of like Ezreal in that regard. I think I talked about this a little bit last night, where he's less of an auto attack damage carry, where he's more spellcaster, which is why you build that mana immune, because you want to be able to cast a lot of spells and still have your damage ratio. Corki's actually kind of that way too, in my opinion. It looks like he now has Affinity Edge, so he's going to be able to unleash some damage, but really when he can launch those rockets from distance, he can be incredibly effective. But I haven't even seen him in a team fight yet be any sort of factor. And we'll see how this works out as far as, again, displacement fixing. But the great thing about the Gragas combination with the Blitzcrank is they're going to have a lot of synergy as well, where they can knock a person and pull them out. A little bit of split isolation, DoubleLift on the bottom lane. Maybe they're acting like they're going to go up and take Baron. Not going to, because they have so many people nearby, but it looks like Corki trying to come around, swing, oh man, positioning, some nice positioning here. They're forcing out this women jungle, but it's giving DoubleLift some time to waddle his way up, and they're really need to waddle. Just want to try and chase down Gragas. Gragas has some nice speed there though. And this is again where DoubleLift, yeah, this is the problem. This is where Urgot starts doing significantly less damage. So they're going to have to, again, rely on those positioning holds. DoubleLift getting caught across that corner. Blitzcrank trying to dive in. There's the ultimate from Gragas to try to create a save. Also an ultimate from Gangplank, but unfortunately, DoubleLift has been taken out. And actually, Purple Team's in a stage where, yes, they were behind a minute ago and whatnot, but this is the stage. This is late game. This is where things can start taking over. Oh, going for an attack on Ziggs, dodging the ult. Nice job. Looks like a shield going to burn out that ignite. Phantom Lord could be a little bit low on damage. Looks like they're able to pull Shazwani. He's actually aiming for Ziggs. Might want to pull back, but if Gragas can just toss a barrel in for two, might get a kill on Ziggs. Might be able to do some other significant damage. There are a lot of champions low on health. Looks like Uber's trying to absorb a lot of that damage. They already get Dragon 3, but man, they made him really fight for it. Oh, not quite able to pull. Uber was actually probably Ziggs rather than Uber. But now that Uber has his Trinity Force, can unload some damage, provide some slows. Still not a true tank, but honestly, they don't need a true tank in this situation. They need someone who can hunt these guys down, slow them down, pin them in place. Bragg's able to get a kill on Ziggs again. Great play on his part. But this is where Corki is going to, even though he built Trinity first and does not have a full set of boots yet, still is very mobile with that W, is going to start being able to load that damage out at a distance. Gangplank on the opposite corner has actually gone a build I have not seen as of yet. Again, he's gone Mortis actually gone more of a, looks like an 80 caster build himself to get a lot of magic resistant mana regeneration. So he's going for, I guess, some sort of odd pretty like cancel ult there by DoubleLift trying to focus on that. Shazwani getting ulted. It's going to save, maybe save Shazwani. Yeah, then she's just going to get out with a server health. But this should open up an exposure on mid turret. We were trying to press down. It looks like Gangplank is somewhere nearby. He's just hanging out in the jungle. But Corki, meantime, has pinned the bottom lane, and it looks like, yeah, they saw Corki at bottom lane. They're all 5 in the area, so this is an opportunity for Baron. They're going to send Soraka up first. You've got 3 wards in this northern area, so you're just going to clear out all these wards, and you have a ward on top of Baron. What these wards are going to do, because there's so many of them, for Federal Agent, it looks like she actually missed one right there. What this is going to allow is this is going to allow the rest of the team to get in position. Oh, Revering out of it. Very nice there, and actually doing a little bit of goofballing out there, laughing and mocking as she's making her way out. And see if she's, now actually what she's doing is just trying to bait this Uber over and waste their general time, allow her team to kind of feed up, regather, get some minion kills and whatnot, while she's just dancing around there and aggravating that Uber. Basically, it looks like Uber's just going to say, whatever, go to that top lane. A little bit of a team fight here in the middle. Blitzcrank had a lot of minions in the way, so he's not able to execute a pull. But again, Gangplank back at spawn, 4 going on. It looks like they're starting to think about focusing tower. blue team's thinking about with the hopeful lack of vision, which they do, again, they don't have any wards between here and there. Looks like Zippy has in fact warded that close corner. They'll have to go to that area to engage Baron. There is a ward up there, so they know they're in the Baron area. They know kind of their general tactic here. But now they can bait, especially with this Blitzcrank hiding on this corner. Is they can try to time a pull exactly like that. Grab Ziggs, annihilate him. Great play, and now it is a 5-on-4 situation. They can just run up, leisurely take Baron, and force a fight. Go ahead and fight us. We've got 5 champions. They're all full health. You do not. It is going to take quite some time, though, because they do not have a composition currently. It does not have another great grab! Topher going to be attacked underneath. And this is staging the team fight. Topher taken out. Uda running in, trying to isolate, but that Gragas is like, go ahead and isolate me. I don't care. Janna getting slowed in that back corner. Uda being forced to the south. He's not going to escape that group of champions. Blitzcrank flashing for reasons unknown. Really did not need to there. He still had a pull under his belt. Now they're being called back to finish off Baron. And they should leisurely be able to do so. The rest of the team, they should go back, they should buy items if they can, because they're going to have to be able to beat Baron Onslaught here in a minute. And they're going to have to go for a good long while that Baron buff is out, pushing into a Janna running up, hoping to get a lucky whirlwind or something like that. Looks like there was a ward there. They're just going to pause for a moment. There's a Ziggs ult! Does a lot of damage, but does not steal Baron. Nice patience there on the blue team, I have to say, knowing that Ziggs ult was around, was possibly up, they actually sat and waited for it to be fired before they took Baron. And that was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely genius. Jan, in the meantime, clearing some wards on this opposite side, but meantime, blue team can just go back. They can get their mana restored, go get some of those nice, juicy items, BF swords, so that's going to add some more damage to DoubleLift. And again, I even missed it. Janna getting annihilated here as she was trying to do some more ward clearing a little bit without support. Got caught by Gragas. Gragas sitting on a lot of AP, 412 at this stage. He's going to go back and join the rest of his team. Red Durant really worried. He's got that Megatron trope. Worried about Gragas, worried about all the AP he can unleash, but now he needs to start worrying about DoubleLift, who has a Bloodthirster. I don't believe it's all that. Yeah, it's a brand new Bloodthirster. We saw him just in lane. So he's going to start filling that. That's going to make him more effective attack damage champion. He's going to start taking over the late game. Cork on the opposite side does have a Zeal, does have an Infinity Edge, but honestly, he's going to have a hard time really pinning down and hitting any of these guys. He needs to be a little bit careful about getting caught. There's those rockets starting to fire. This is that stage where Corky needs to shine, and it's Blitzcrank that's got to make him extremely nervous. Blitzcrank and Gragas. Gragas beginning to launch and hold, knock that Corky silly across that corner and get a good pull. Otherwise, that can just absolutely change the game. It's the power of Blitzcrank, that grab, that displacement. He's just sitting there on the corner. There is a ward looking at him. He's calling for Federal Agent to come over to get rid of that ward to provide some time. Just kind of an empty, it looked like a full attempt. That is going to allow them to take mid-turret. Corky doing some damage. Trying to ult in middle, slow them down, get a pull. Not happening. Clearing the minions, though, in the meantime. This is going to allow them to walk right up to this next turret. Hit slow. Gragas just diving in, just able to pick Corky apart. Topher out of position, not able to execute the slow. Looks like Gragas is going to be able to sneak back out. Janna trying to force everyone in there, but an ult by DoubleLift going to sneak Shazwani out. Shazwani sneaking around the corner, but that is 3 kills, and it is soon to be 4. Topher getting pinned in. The ult over the head. Gragas able to dodge it as well. It looks like Topher might be able to get to might be able to get back to spawn. But Smithy with the heads up pull, that is ace, and that is most certainly going to be game. That should finish it out. An excellent play, particularly I gotta say by Zippy and Federal Agent. Not too shabby, I gotta say, on Gragas and DoubleLift's part. But really, that's some strong support play there. Some amazing pulls by Blitzcrank, really giving the match over to the blue team, starting to work down those turrets. And again, I want to comment, we're seeing a lot of junglers opening up some ability, because their role again to just disrupt that lane, clear all the minions as quickly as possible. Boots ability can be very effective for those ganks even more strong. Now that Nexus is going to be taken out, the rest is just going to hang out in the middle and see what's going to strip some goals just to do some entertainment. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, actually a quick question going on the Diggity Corporate SC. Let me know if you guys just want me to make a separate channel, by the way, for releases on this, so I can make another channel on YouTube and something different with non-related StarCraft content. Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, check out lolcasting.com and also solomid.net. Solomid is a great place to play League of Legends for resources, and if you want to sign up, you can help me out by playing League of Legends. There's a little sign up page somewhere on my channel and whatnot where you can hit 9 p.m. and get all the juicy benefits being the caster barbed wire. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening.